I was an assassin. My real name wasn't important. The people who know me call me Raven. A creature of shadow and death. I operated in a world where life and death were just two sides of a coin, and I was the hand that flipped it. I killed to survive. I was the one to cut down those who tipped the scales too far into corruption or destruction. Emotions? They had no place in my world. Find the target, eliminate the threat, and move on. No questions. No second thoughts. I had no past to hold on to, no future to look forward to. Just the next mission. I was nothing more than an instrument, a tool of fate, and that was enough. Until this one mission changed everything. The contract. It started like any other. A name. A target. Gregory Eames, high-ranking political figure, corrupt to the bone. He was making a mess of everything, abusing power, ruining lives. My contract was clear: eliminate him. I didn't care who wanted him gone. All I saw was the payout and a clean shot. No questions, no hesitations. But I didn't realize that this mission would be the one that would change me forever. Watching the target. Surveillance is the first step, always. Get close enough to know their routine, but far enough to stay invisible. Eames, he was a piece of work. In public, he wore this perfect mask, the empathetic leader, full of charisma, always saying the right things. People trusted him and followed him blindly. I watched him give speech after speech about justice, protection, and family values. The first time I watched him, I thought, you're just like all the others, playing the game, hiding behind your lies. But then I saw them. His family. A wife, a teenage daughter, and a young son. Always by his side, but never truly present. Their eyes, those haunted eyes, told me everything I needed to know. Something wasn't right. There was fear in them. Not the kind that comes from an uncertain future, but the kind that comes from living under a monster's thumb. I'd seen that look before, and it sent a chill down my spine. Still, the contract was simple. Kill Eames. Leave no trace. I had my moment, a clean shot. He was alone, late at night. But then I saw it. Saw him with his family. The way he spoke to them, the way they flinched under his words. The way they shrank away from him. The tyrant behind closed doors, hiding his cruelty from the world. And in that moment, I couldn't pull the trigger. Something in me shifted. Digging for the truth. I needed to know more. This wasn't just about taking down another corrupt politician. There was more at stake here. So, I dug. I used every contact I had, pulled strings, and hacked into every piece of information I could find. What I found changed everything. Eames kept his family like prisoners. His wife had tried to leave him once, but he dragged her back. The kids? Isolated. Cut off from the world. Manipulated into submission. And that wasn't all. The people who hired me, they also wanted the family dead. Loose ends they called them. Threats to their plans. They didn't care about justice. They only wanted power. I could have walked away. I could have killed Eames and been done with it. But that would have left his family at the mercy of even worse monsters. I couldn't let that happen. Not to them. Bonding with the family. Getting close to them was easy enough. I used a disguise and played the part of a friendly stranger, and slowly, the wife, Marianne, began to trust me. I listened to her story and heard every horrifying detail about her life under Eames. I could see the weight she carried, the desperation in her eyes. She told me about the kids, about the fear they lived with every day. Her daughter, Claire, had no friends, no social life. Eames made sure of that. And Ethan, her little boy, he was so lost. I could see how much they needed out. I didn't expect to get attached. I didn't expect to feel anything, but that little girl and boy, they cracked something inside me. A wall I'd built up over the years, stone cold and unbreakable. I knew I had to help them. I had to get them out. The confrontation and the escape. Convincing Marianne to leave wasn't easy. She was terrified. Not of me, but of what Eames would do if he found out. She didn't believe anyone could keep them safe from him. But I did. I showed her the plan. The escape route. The new identities. Everything was ready. All she had to do was say yes. At first, she hesitated. I could see the fear eating away at her. But then, she looked at her kids. And that was it. She agreed. We left that night under the cover of darkness. I staged their deaths, made it look like an accident. By morning, Eames and the world would believe his family was gone. It worked like a charm. The family was safe, hidden far away. But as I was leaving, Claire, the daughter, ran to me. She hugged me so tightly, like I was her hero or something. And Ethan too, begged me to promise I'd visit them. For the first time in a long time, I made a promise. And I meant it. Eames' arrogance and my final move. Eames thought he'd won. With his family dead, he celebrated. He threw parties, and used his grief to manipulate the public. He paraded around like a hero, while behind closed doors, he mocked everyone's sympathy. He thought he was invincible. He wasn't. I watched him closely, waiting for the right moment. And when he was at his most comfortable, his most smug, I made my move. No confrontation. No fight. Just a quick, clean death. As he collapsed to the floor, clutching his chest, I appeared. Told him what I'd done. Poison, undetectable. And as he gasped for air, I leaned in and said, I would have done this for free after what you put them through. His last thought? Realizing I had always been watching. The aftermath and my warning. The job wasn't over yet. I had to meet the client. He wore a ridiculous disguise trying to hide his identity from me. It was already too late, I knew who he was. I sat across from him, in a dimly lit cafe, waiting for him to pay me. He mentioned rumors, whispers that the family might still be alive. I told him, calmly, that rumors could be wrong. If someone went chasing rumors, who knows what could happen to them? Then, I slid a picture of his house across the table. The look in his eyes said everything, he understood. No one would go after that family, not unless they wanted to end up like Eames. Now, 6 months have passed since I had killed him. No one has been foolish enough to chase down rumors that his family survived. And me? I used to be an assassin. I used to find something to kill for. But now, I'm different. Now, I have something else. I pull up to the small house on a secluded piece of land. The air is clean, fresh, far from the world I left behind. There's a dog barking, cows grazing nearby, and chickens pecking in the yard. Marianne stands at the door, smiling. And then, I see them, Claire and Ethan, running down the path to meet me. I kneel down as they reach me, wrapping my arms around them as they hug me tight. I look at them, feel their warmth, their trust. I used to be an assassin. I used to kill to survive, I whisper to myself. Now, I am something else. Now, I have something to fight for. Now, I have something to live for.
Thanks for watching Bit Tales. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Ring the bell to get notified whenever we post new tales. Your support helps us keep the stories coming.